everyone, and welcome to this week's Sing for Alexa Saturday. We are so fortunate this week to have Brandon Powers here with us as our Broadway guest star. Thank you so much for being here. For those of you who maybe this is your first masterclass, basically the rundown is Brandon and I are both going to introduce ourselves. There'll be a little bit of time for us to answer any questions, or if Brandon wants to speak any more about, his experiences, in the work field, things like that. Then we have three wonderfully talented singers who are going to be singing for us. They will each have 15 minutes each to sing their song, and then Brandon and I will both give feedback. After that, we're going to do a fun musical theater Kahoot. The winner gets a free video chat with me, and then if there's still time at the end, we will answer some questions and everything like that. So it's going to be really, really fun, pretty fast paced, so make sure you got your paper and pen so you can write down any notes, because there's going to be a lot of juicy stuff in this. Okay, so to start it off, hi, I'm Alexa-Chalnick. I assume you probably know a little bit about me if you're here. If not, you probably know me a lot as a musical theater TikToker, where I post a lot of duets of me singing and playing piano. Basically, I come from a very musical family, so I've been on the bandstand basically since when I was born. And just surrounded by a ton of instruments and so much music, and I just loved it so much. So my mom sang, and she's also a piano teacher, so she gave me lessons at a really young age. And growing up, I just knew I loved singing. It really wasn't until middle school, when I first started doing shows, that I realized I also really loved acting, and I started then taking professional voice lessons. And then I went to a high school of the performing arts where I majored in acting, minored in dance and voice, and got to do so many fun things like stage combat and Spoon River, and it was just, I had the time of my life. It was so amazing. And then while I was in high school, I was also involved with a lot of pre-college programs. So I did Westminster Choir College's summer vocal artist program. I did Rutgers High School Musical Theater Academy. I did Paper Mill Playhouse's summer conservatory. I auditioned for and was accepted to Juilliard's pre-college Saturday school, where I was able to go into the city and study voice with all their top-notch professors, which was absolutely amazing. And I almost felt like during my high school career, I had pretty much a conservatory style environment of training, where it was just go, 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 completely immersed in everything theater and performance wise, juggling the more classical side and musical theater side, because I loved both. And for college, I decided to almost, I guess, not pursue either, but also pursue both. I'm now a BMO major at Ithaca College, which is, I'm a Bachelor of Music. I study music. Voice is my instrument. I study both classical and musical theater, but I also have an outside field of theater, where I study everything that goes on behind the scenes that make up a production, and take some theater classes in it as well, because I really wanted for college to dive more into what it takes to actually put on a musical, writing my own material, writing my own material as well as music. So that's what I currently do now, and it led me to TikTok, and now we're here. So that's my life story. I'm now gonna hand it over to Brandon.
Absolutely. Thanks, Alexa. Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here and spend some time with you. So I'm Brandon Powers. I'm a director and choreographer. I work in the intersection of theater, dance, and technology. And so I do a really wide range of work and have a background that started in dance. It actually started in hip hop and became modern dance and became musical theater from there. As well as a mixture of musical theater and immersive theater and things like that sort. So I like to mix a lot of different forms together to create all sorts of different types of experiences. I have worked in so many different places because of that. So for one example, I worked on the Broadway show Bandstand a few years ago. That's the notepad we're using today. And got to work alongside Andy Blankenbuehler, who of course was the director and choreographer on that show. I work at this organization called Musical Theater Factory in New York City, which is dedicated to creating new musicals that deconstruct oppressive ideologies and kind of create change in the world. And I also do all this other extra work with technology. And so actually I do a lot in virtual reality and things of that sort, and with artificial intelligence. And I have a project that's going to be in the Venice Film Festival next month that's all using virtual reality. So lots of different stuff we can cover today in questions. And I also now obviously on TikTok, which I love so much, and I go by your TikTok theater dad on TikTok. And I'm trying to be the one who answers your questions straight up. When I want to allow things to be more clear for young people, because I'm seeing a lot of bad advice out there. And I'm also seeing that there is just a lack of clarity around some choices you can make in your young career that might help you out down the road. So that's kind of what I like to cover on my TikTok there. So that feels like a good intro to me. Other fun facts: I'm born and raised in New York City. That's where I live now. And I went to Northwestern for college. That's always a question people ask. And yeah, I'm so excited. I thank Alexa so much for having me here. And I would love for folks to give a wave, actually, if you already follow me on TikTok, so I can get a sense of names to faces. Amazing, amazing. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. Because I'm trying to connect the usernames to the faces. It's really great. All right, that's all I got to say for now.
Awesome. Okay, so we have 5 minutes to answer any questions you guys might have. Try to keep it to one question so we could get to as many people as possible. To ask a question, just quite literally wave at the screen so that we can see you. Brandon, do you want to go ahead and you can just unmute someone? Oh, you're on.
Right,
Oh.
I did it. Let's see. Grace.
Hi.
Hi.
So my question is, like, what do you love the most about your career?
Oh, that's probably more directed towards Brandon. I'm still kind of building mine.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say I love, well, for starters, the easy answer is that I love that I get to do what I love to do as my career, right? So many of us in the world don't get that opportunity, and I feel really privileged and lucky that the thing I'm passionate about, which is creating experiences and bringing people together, is what I get to do every day, right? Beyond that, more specifically, I would say that I love that I get to do kind of what I said, bring people together, right? Ultimately, that's what it's all about for me. That's why I love doing things on TikTok. I love building community, and I love building bridges. And as an artist, that's something what we get to do, right? We're not just out there, in my opinion, to make some splashy show and that's it, call it a day. I think it's really about building community. And through my work at Musical Theater Factory, I get to do that. Through my VR work, I get to do that because I'm doing a lot of teaching artists how to use technology and how technologists can use artists. And then on TikTok, I get to do that because we're building a really great community. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, great question, Grace. Or Gracie. Okay, we got another question?
All right. Let's go with Sandra. Hi, Sandra.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Question for you guys is, do you have any sound recommendations for like theater kid playlists?
Oh, song recommendations for a theater kid playlist. Oh gosh. I know that I've seen actually some really great TikToks where they're devoted to bringing attention towards shows that are a bit lesser known, and they're like, listen to this playlist or listen to that one. I would definitely, if you're sitting down and you want to get more into theater, what I would actually do is go back and just do some research and look at all the shows and all the musicals that have ever won Tonys, starting back like all the way from the beginning. I think that that's a really great way to actually get like more immersed in theater, because it's kind of hard to know like where to start. And I think that, we know a lot of the newer shows, obviously, but I think it's really great to kind of go back in time a little bit to, shows that aren't necessarily as like booming in our face right now because they're not like out as of right now, but obviously were works of art if they've won in past years. So I think that's a great way to start, I'd say. I don't know if Brandon.
Yeah, I think a few things. Building off what Alexa just said, I would love to invite more of y'all who are young people to learn about older shows in the canon. And it doesn't have to be really old. It could even just be 15 years ago. I've been educated a lot by all of you in the community on TikTok to see what's on people's minds and what you're listening to right now. And it's honestly been really surprising to me what's like cool and considered like great. And so I think there's so many amazing shows that have won Pulitzers and are like really phenomenal that are older. So I definitely want to raise that up. I would also say I've made a couple of those. Here are some soundtracks to listen to that you might not know. And those specifically actually focus on mostly contemporary musicals that everyone in like New York considers like the best shows recently, but most people maybe outside of New York don't know about them because they're not Broadway shows, they're off-Broadway shows. And a lot of the work that's really great coming out of theater right now is not Broadway shows, it's off-Broadway. So check those out, especially if you're a Dave Malloy fan. He has some other really amazing work called Ghost Quartet and Octet. And yeah, I also am about to start a new thing where I'm going to put public Spotify playlists up for people to like all jam together. So follow me and we'll do that together.
Awesome. Great question. Okay, we're now going to jump into our singers.
So much.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so our first singer that we have is Brooke. I see you right here, so I'm going to unmute you. Before we get into any of that, I actually just want to give a little bit of Zoom information for people who are maybe here for the first time. Zoom has two ways to kind of view the platform we're on right now. There's gallery view, where you can see everyone who's in the Zoom in kind of like little squares. So, you know, if you're trying to kind of spotlight in on one person, like Brooke, who's about to sing, it can be a little hard to kind of just look at her tiny box. So I'm going to spotlight her video, but in addition, just as we're talking, just for some Zoom information, at the top right of your screen, if you're on a computer, there should be something that says speaker view, or if you're already on that, it'll say gallery view. By switching in between that, the screen actually goes from gallery view, where you can see everyone in little boxes, to speaker view, where Zoom kind of just zooms in on the person that they indicate as talking. So then you'll just see that person on your screen. Okay. Brooke, hello. Thank you so much for being here. You look gorgeous. If you wouldn't mind telling us a little bit about yourself, and then as soon as you're ready, feel free to give us a slate, and then you could begin.
All right, hi everybody. My name is Brooke. I am a recent graduate of East Carolina University in North Carolina. I just graduated with my BFA in professional acting training in theater for youth. So I know a heck of a time to enter the industry, am I right? But seriously, I really, really enjoyed my time there, and even after graduating, it's important to, keep up with classes and things like that, which is why I'm so excited for this opportunity to start in theater. As much as I love theater, I will always love it. One of my biggest career goals and career dreams is actually to be a voice actress. And the more, I always say, the more songs that are in, the more silly songs that there are in those cartoons, the better. So definitely trying to keep this singing instrument as good as possible. But so yeah, that's just a little bit about me. So I will be singing I am playing me from title of show. So let me go ahead and scoot my chair out of the way. All right, I'm just gonna test the audio real quick. Oh, can everyone hear that?
Yep.
Okay, alrighty. I'm standing here, just left of center, and something ain't clear. When did I sign on the line of this decree? Stuck in a show where I am playing me. I'm trapped in a hole, nowhere to go with my role. Straining my neck for an exit that sets me free. Stuck in a role where I am playing me. I insist I could make a mistake, hiding inside Miss Heather Christie. And Lord knows I could raise the roof, playing that maid that goofs and Tartuffe. And I would be awesome playing a dude in the title role of The Mystery of Edwin Drood. Not a chance for my career to advance. dance, and there's no straight guys here for me to romance. I guess I'll swallow my pride and make it the best of the rest of this spree. Stuck in a show where I am playing me. Oh. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, everyone, if you want to give little silent cheers, this is kind of how we applaud. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Would you be able to give us a little bit of background for this show? So kind of just what the show's about and then where this song kind of fits in?
Yes, so it's actually pretty interesting because especially this song, it's kind of a show within a show. So it's about a musical playwright, and he's putting together his next musical. And it's funny because this song is kind of in the background, and there's some dialogue over it talking about how he wants to write a musical that stands out and doesn't just go with the status quo. Now, for audition purposes, I guess I kind of added some given circumstance to be about how she always gets typecast as just playing herself, and she wants to break outside the box and break outside and explore something outside of what she's comfortable with. So it's interesting because that's what like the lyrics I think are saying, but in the context of the actual show, it's interesting. It's an interesting show.
Yeah, I thought you did a really, really great job with the song. I really enjoyed it. I can tell you were just having a lot of fun with it, which I think is the most important thing. I do have to say it was a little bit difficult to see you just because you were so backlit by the fan that it kind of cast a little bit of shadow over your face. I wonder if, and I'm just also saying this because, you know, for anyone who wants to maybe put in submission videos, and Brandon can actually talk probably a bit more about this in terms of like, you know, lighting, and because he's a lot more technologically probably information, I don't know what I'm trying to say, knows a lot more about that than I do. But I'm thinking maybe if you were even to do this, but put the, well, I don't know about shutting the light, but even just, you have a window behind you too. Do you think that putting wherever you're on right now in front of where the window is, do you think that maybe that, is there like a little lip or something on the window?
Oh, you mean, but hold on, let me scoot over. You cut out a little bit, so I heard bits and pieces.
Oh,
but...
sorry. Do you think that if you actually went and by the window, is there a place where you can put whatever, I guess, laptop we're on right now, or maybe is it like a computer that you can't move? Oh no, I think we're breaking up a little bit. Are you able to hear me? Oh no. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. Oh wait, are we back? Hello? Oh no.
We can hear you. I think she's frozen up. There she goes.
Okay. Brooke, can you hear us? Oh, I don't know where she went.
She may be going back again.
She may be, yeah, she might have logged out and then come back on so that she can, yeah. Well, Brandon, do you want to maybe talk a little bit about lighting, I guess? Do a little bit of a fill on lighting.
Filling time. Absolutely. Yeah, so what Alexa's saying is totally right. I think great example is like, look how well lit Alexa is right now, even better than me. But especially if we're thinking about, and I know this is a Zoom and we're learning, and that's why it's really great to be able to say these things now. It's an opportunity to practice being professional, right? And trying to get that frame that you want in a self-tape. So making sure like you either have your computer propped up on something so that you're getting more of a full image of your body, right? Because we saw a little bit of it shooting up at her, which is not as flattering. And then when you're thinking about lighting, you can use the best light in the world, the sun, to naturally light yourself, right? And so don't put your camera in a way that's being backlit behind you, right? If you don't have a light in your space, you know? So those are just some really easy things you can do. Or if you have to orient your computer that way, like I have shades, so I just like completely black out my room, you know, if I'm filming a video at a certain time of day, and then I use my light, you know, so that you're always really thinking about that.
Okay. Brooke was able to come back on. So she's
Great.
here now.
Back.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So yeah, really quickly. So obviously that about the lighting, I think that it would really help you to put it somewhere where, you know, you're a little bit more lit from the front so that we can just see your facial expressions a little bit better. As well as that, I think that while this song is kind of very straightforward, I would love to see you actually make some sort of an arc with it, even if it's just that in the beginning you're like performing and you're kind of talking to yourself, and then you have a little bit of a breakdown, and then you go back to just a little bit more, so that you're not the exact same at the beginning as you are at the end necessarily, that there's a reason that the song happens. There's some sort of journey that the character goes on, just so it's not the same exact thing the whole time, which your instincts are so great and so natural. I think that for you especially, it'd be really beneficial to kind of go back and just see where you can put you know, little things that kind of vary the, not story a little bit, but just add a little bit of interest. That's my 2 cents. Great job. I'm going to pass it along to Brandon.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Really great work, Brooke. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I second a lot of what Alexa's saying as well. I think thinking more about the ride, you know, I think that's probably something we're going to talk about a lot today, but especially as a choreographer, I like to think very physical metaphor-y, right? So think about what is the ride of this piece, right? Does it want to feel like a roller coaster up and down? You know, where does the swoops and turns of the momentum happen inside the song? I think that'll really help you, because you've done all the work. It's very clear. It's like feels very clean and sharp and rehearsed. And so now I want to, if we were going to do it again and I was with you, I would have us like shake it all off, right? I'll jump up and down. I'd have you like run around the block, come back in, and then do it, because you're so exhausted. You're sick of, you know, where you're stuck in your career and the role, right? And then just let it come out of you, right? And so when you have these moments of points that you've already rehearsed, it'll maybe feel more natural. So instead of like, oh, I'm supposed to look at this spot, now I'm supposed to look at this spot, it's, oh my God, this person's walking away from me. Oh my God, I need to get your attention. Come on, cast me. What am I doing here? Oh, now you're over here, right? So it's constantly active as opposed to passive. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so very welcome. I'm actually wondering, because we have 3 minutes left. I'm wondering if there's a little spot in the yeah, Brandon, I don't know if there's like a certain particular place in the music that you'd like to go back to, so we can kind of just watch it again with a few of those adjustments. Because I don't know the song very well.
Yeah, wherever there's an easy spot to catch in your recording, even if that's just the very beginning, we'll see that, I think.
Yeah, and all that for this time, all that I want for you to do is just pay more attention to the actual words that you're saying, and think about, you know, the way that this character is feeling as opposed to performing. Really be in the moment and think and really tune into whatever it means for you to only get cast as a certain part each way, and how frustrating, oh my gosh, my dad just called me, how frustrating and you know, annoying that could be sometimes, and just wanting to break out of that, but maybe, you know, just finding more places to loosen up and be a bit more free with it, wherever you'd want to start in the music.
I'll probably start at the beginning just because it's a little easier with the YouTube track. Let's see. I turned off the back.
Okay.
Lighting.
Is there any chance that, are we on a laptop right now?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, would you be able to actually move it and put it on top of the couch that's in by the window? And then even if you pulled the shade up from the window.
Oh.
Hey! Oh my gosh, makes a world of difference. I highly recommend this position, or like this, wherever you have the laptop positioned right now, for any self-tapes or anything. Okay, awesome. I would love to see it again.
Alrighty.
I'm standing here, just left of center and something ain't clear. When did I sign on the line of this decree? Stuck in a show where I am playing me. I'm trapped in a hole, nowhere to go with my role. Straining my neck for an exit that sets me free. Stuck in a show where I am playing me. I know we're almost out of time, so How's that? Oh my gosh, we were able to see so much more of what you were doing. Oh my gosh, the lighting made a world of difference. Brandon, do you have any closing remarks, statements?
Yeah. So really great stuff, Brooke. So I would say I think one of the challenges that you already spoke about, right, is that where the song sits in the show versus using it as an audition piece, right? And so I want to give you permission to remember that if it's an audition piece, to let go a little bit of that stuckness, right? So make that idea of being trapped active. So instead of feeling like you can't move constantly, I want to see you working against that and then finding moments where you have to push and break out of it. Because if I'm trying to cast you, you're likely going to be in a show where you're very active and moving, right? Not trapped, right? So I want to be able to see that even though the song calls for what you're talking about. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, yeah, that makes sense.
So feel comfortable to do that.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Of course, thank you so much, Brooke. So please let us know any accounts. Where can we hear your beautiful voice again?
So you guys can follow me on TikTok. I am Brooke Patrice. I do a lot of ukulele covers there. And also on Instagram, I'm also Brooke Patrice, or post things on Twitter sometimes at Brooke Patrice 17. So that's where I post a lot of updates about what's next, and of course, those ukulele covers. So yeah, thank you all so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, big round of applause for Brooke. Alrighty, our next singer is Cristian. Cristian, if you could just give me a little bit of a wave so that I can see you. Oh, here we go. Unmuting. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Good. You look so good.
Thank you so much. Thank you. See, I'm on the West Coast, so I'm in Washington right now. And so it's 10 in the morning here. So I am
Dang.
goose and yeah, so I'm all here.
We really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Alrighty, the floor is yours. Feel free to tell us a little bit about yourself, and then as soon as you're ready, if you could actually also introduce the song that you're singing, tell us a little bit about the plot, where the song fits in, and then feel free to begin.
Perfect. So yes, like I said before, my name is Cristian. I am 21 years old and I am a senior at Washington State University. I'm studying communication, more specifically broadcast news. So I hope to one day be like a news anchor or like a red carpet reporter type of situation. But I mean, I've always loved performing and I've always loved being on stage. Of course, I wouldn't pass up the opportunity to be like on Broadway or in a TV show or something like that. But yeah, no, I am very, very grateful to Alexa for, picking me to be a part of this incredible masterclass. So, yes, I am going to be singing She Loves Me from She Loves Me. And so basically, this song is sung by a character named George. And George is an assistant manager at a shop in Budapest. And this show is set like in the I want to say 1930s or 1960s. It's one of those two. I know it. But so basically, all of the musical, he's been writing to this secret, like, pen pal lover type of situation. And it turns out this person that he's writing that he is in love with is actually his coworker who actually hates him, like, in real life. Like, they don't get along in real life, but they are in a romantic relationship through their like pen palship. And so this song is just kind of like him finding out that it's her, but she doesn't know that it's him. So that's basically the premise of this song. And yes, okay, let me just get this started. Let me know if you can hear this all right, okay? Okay, why is this not going? Oh, I have music. Okay, ready. Is this too loud or is this okay? I can't see. So, okay, great. All right, so I'm gonna stand up here, move this chair, and here we go. Well, 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 well. Will wonders never cease? I didn't like her. Didn't like her, I couldn't stand her. Couldn't stand her, I wouldn't have her. I never knew her, but now I do. And I could, and I would, and I know she loves me, and to my amazement, I love it, knowing that she loves me. She loves me, true she doesn't show it. How could she, when she doesn't know it? Yesterday she loathed me, bah, now today she likes me, and tomorrow, oh, my teeth ache from the urge to touch her. I'm speechless, for I mustn't tell her. It's wrong now, but it won't be long now before my love discovers that she and I are lovers. Imagine how surprised she's bound to be. She loves me. She loves me. I love her. Isn't that a wonder? I wonder why I didn't want her. I want her. That's the thing that matters. And matters are improving daily. Yesterday she loathed me, bah. Now today she likes me, and tomorrow, I'm tingling, such delicious tingles. I'm trembling, what the hell does that mean? It's freezing, that's because it's cold out. And still I'm incandescent, and like some adolescent, I'd like to scroll on every wall I see. She loves me. She loves me. Whew. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Wonderful, wonderful job. I love that song, especially for you. You do it so, so well. I thoroughly, I really, really enjoyed that. You took me completely into the story.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, I want to ask you right now, and do you have anyone in your life right now who you're either interested in or crushing on, or have you ever been like into a person?
Yes, yes, I have, and yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I would love to see, so obviously we know the situation that's happening in the story, right?
Mhm.
What I would love to see is a little bit more of like X to the character equals Y to me. Have there be like a situation that you have that you can actually put yourself in, where you're, freaking out about this or that. I would love for
Yeah.
you to, even right now, just close your eyes.
Okay.
Close your eyes. And now I want for you to picture a specific person in your mind that gives you complete butterflies, complete chills, that feeling where your heart just completely drops and everything gets kind of cold and you just feel like a rush of just like tickles everywhere, and you get so excited whenever they Snapchat you and you have to like go to the mirror and get yourself all prettified. And if one of your friends actually comes to you and says like, yeah, they told us the other day they really like you, that feeling, and to the point where it's almost like you keep saying it over and over again. I mean, it's the song, the show is She Loves Me. It's the excitement and the the almost disbelief that I'd love to see you. What's that? There's like a random beeping noise that's happening.
It's not here.
Oh, it isn't? Okay. That I'd love to, I was like, am I going crazy? I'd love to see you really put yourself in the story. I also I love the kind of scattered energy that you had throughout the song. I think that you can definitely find moments to kind of like park and bark a little bit of, stillness that I think will also help you really kind of control that energy, connect the breath, being really grounded up and out, just to make everything, those She Loves Me, those big moments where you can kind of just really, really make it nice and powerful. I think for a lot of it, you had kind of forward and downward energy that I was seeing a little bit of, going gosh, a lot of looking down and just bringing your forward a bit more, bringing your energy a bit more forward, which also caused, I think, a little bit of rocking. I think
Okay.
that, looking down, it definitely kind of blocks off, your eyes, which we want to see. Also, throughout the entire song, I think if you bring the energy a bit more upward to, this whole world of, wait, she loves me, but this and that and that, you're not exactly, I guess, I don't think talking to any exact person. So I think bringing it up and out it makes us think a lot less of like, I'm closed off and negative, but more like I'm thinking outwardly to the possibility of this thing that could and might happen. And there are so many possibilities that could happen with it. I think that even just bringing yourself back and opening yourself up in that way could really, really help and bring it, just help us and help you be a lot more clear in your performance, letting us in on really everything that's going on inside. But vocally, I think it sounds really, really beautiful. And storytelling wise, you have really natural tendencies. And I love the little comedic things you were doing. I think that, again, bringing it up and out will be able to let us in on a lot more of what you're doing and expressing. Okay, I'm a
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, really, really great work, Cristian. I was like smiling along with you throughout. It was really joyful. And as she said, like a really perfect fit, it feels like, for you. So keep up with it. So I want to just add with thinking about all those things Alexa said, and then from a technical perspective, I would ask you to raise and lower the peaks and the valleys, right? So you all have the sense of the ride really nicely, actually, and you understand where you're going. But now I want, instead of like the top being here, I want the top to be through the roof, and then those bottoms, instead of being like here, like this is the sine curve right now, like that's the distance, and I want the distance to be that big, right?
Okay.
So give yourself permission. I know it's hard when you're like in your house and we're not like on stage with lights, but try to muster that self within, so you can find those really big edges, because that's especially going to be useful with this material, right? Which is, you're allowed to really be over the top, because this is classic Harnick and Bach, old school Broadway. So you can really do it. And then that, I think, will unlock the momentum more, and it will unlock moments like where it's free, it's cold outside, or it's like I'm freezing, oh, it's cold, right? Like that's a big turn moment where it's like, everything's crazy, it's even made me cold. Oh, that's because it's outside. Then I'm back to that, right? So you're able to like find those more deadpan moments if we allow ourselves to get a little frantic there.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I would say.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I would love to see us go back and do a little bit of this. And I think that something that I actually left out this little note that I put. I think that a big thing too is that I felt like before you started singing, you already knew where the end of the song was going. I'd love to see you start. And I mean, a lot of the lines that you have, they're realizations. You're constantly having new ideas and new thoughts throughout the song. And I would love to see a little bit more in that scattered energy that you have of you not really knowing what you're going to say next, to the point where there isn't even anything that you can say. So you just keep repeating, she loves me, to the point where not even that statement can fill what you're feeling, to the point where you just go,
Okay.
I think that doing it again and really thinking about, where the character's line of consciousness is going throughout the song, it's very, very scattered. And I felt like you as a performer hold yourself very, it's a very, very good thing. You're very poised. I'd love to see, while you're being a bit scattered, a bit more of like a focused scatter. So instead of, being, almost very poised throughout all the scatter, make sure that you're really getting each and every point that happens that he's switching to and from in the show, which is really all you have to do is really, as you're saying the lines, think about what he's feeling, or what in this case you're feeling as you're going through these lines. I would love to see it from, I think I'm tingling from the urge to touch her. I think that's like in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. The thing is, it's on a YouTube thing, and I don't know where exactly.
Oh, no, it's okay. Just take a couple seconds, look through, kind of try to find where that spot is. It's okay if you maybe want to start a little before that, wherever you feel comfortable.
Okay. Let me just find it real quick. In the improving daily. Yesterday she loathed me, but now today she likes me. And tomorrow, oh, I'm tingling, such delicious tingles. I'm trembling, what the hell does that mean? It's freezing, that's because it's cold out. And still I'm incandescent, and like some adolescent, I'd like to scroll on every wall I see. She loves me, she loves me.
Great. Brandon, you want to give last remarks?
Sure, yeah, totally on that right path, Cristian. So keep pushing, right? That was like a third of the way there, I think, of where it can go. Like really go full throttle. Don't be afraid to have that fun, you know, and you're discovering that this woman loves you, right? And that is just like the most important thing that could ever happen in your life. So just keep pushing, but really good work.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you. Please let us know, where can we hear your beautiful voice again?
Yes, I'm on TikTok at Cristian Anthony with 2 Y's. I do like covers, I do like those popcorn karaoke videos, I do duets a lot. And so I'm very, very musically active on that. And also I have an Instagram, it's Cristian_Anthony with 2 Y's. So yeah, just thank you guys so much.
Of course. Thank you for being here. Alrighty. Oh, I say already way too much. If there's one thing we've learned from doing this masterclass, it's all my family that watches calling me out on how much I say alrighty. Up next, we have, oh, last but not least, actually, we have Gabby. I see you right here. I'm going to unmute you. Hello.
Hi. I'm just gonna put this here so I remember.
Okay. I love your, is that a dress, a shirt? It's so pretty.
It's a jumpsuit with pockets.
Even better. It's like a combination of, oh, we just love it.
Thing. Hi. Oh, you cannot see my face. That's embarrassing. Hi, I'm Gabs. I'm 19. I just finished my first year of college at Marymount Manhattan for acting, and I'm transferring to SUNY Fredonia for theater arts. My main goal in life in general is just to do anything involved with theater, whether that be backstage or on stage or directing or stage managing. I just enjoy the entire process and wouldn't care exactly where it fits in. The piece that I'm going to perform is The Light in the Piazza from the Light in the Piazza. So the whole thing with this show is that a mother and daughter go to Italy and they're spending time there, and the character Clara falls in love with this boy, and her mom is not having it. And the song comes in a point right after she gets into a giant fight with her mom, and it's just like, it's her realization about things that she loves and the city that has brought her to the boy she loves. So yeah, let me make sure that. I don't see a miracle shining from the sky. I'm no good at statues and stories I try. That's not what I think about. That's not what I see. I know what the sunlight can be. The light in the piazza, tiny, sweet, and then it grows, and then it fills the air. Who knows what you call it? I don't care. Out of somewhere, I have something I have never had. And sad is happy. That's all I see. The light light in the piazza, the light in the piazza. It's rushing up, it's pouring out, it's flying through the air, oh, through the air. Who knows what you call it, but it's there. It is there. All I see is, all I want is tearing from inside. I see it, now I see it. Everywhere, it's everywhere, in everything and everywhere. Fabrizio. The light in the piazza, my love.
Dang. I'm crying. You had me crying. Oh my gosh. I love this show. I love this song. I love your voice. I love your interpretation of it. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love this song so much. This is such a special place in my heart. And thank you for doing this song, because we don't get too many, classical singers or performances on here, so that was really, really lovely to watch. I want to ask you, vocal training you've had in the past?
I went to a voice teacher for 3 years, and then I had to stop when I went to school because I found I couldn't find one in the city that was A, not super expensive, and B, that I liked. I had a consultation with one, but it didn't mesh, so I didn't continue, and then COVID hit, and then I left the city. So
Gotcha. My mom's stomach keeps growling. If you hear that. Oh my gosh, wow. You have such a beautiful, vibrant voice. I think that the big thing with songs like this is that it's technically musical theater, but it's also in a very operatic type range.
yeah.
So you get into the discussion of certain vowels and exactly where to place them. Obviously, Clara's character is a little bit more, forward, and I don't want to say exactly nasally, but it's very forwardly placed also just because she is so young. I definitely think that there are a couple vowels in which you're singing that if you open them up a little bit, actually will ring and be able to sit in a much comfier place of your voice too. In vowels like care. When do you sing care? And then
Who knows what you call it? I don't care.
all right, who knows what you call it? Care, and even there, care. It's weird because like, what exact vowel is that? It's not really care. It's like an almost. I think if you can think about care, can you actually right now? We're gonna do a little exercise. I'm gonna have you breathe in for 4 counts. As you do that, I want for you to pretend like you're preparing for a yawn. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're gonna hold for 2, and then you're gonna sing care. You're gonna sing care. Okay. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2. As you hold, you're like squeezing everything. You're engaging everything, and then release for care. And then we're just gonna see what comes out. Okay. And as you sing care, you want to keep it in that really, really open space. Okay. Here we go. So ready, relax. And now here. So first blow everything out, and now breathe in. 2. Really open. 3. 4, good, now hold it there, 1, 2, and now let it go. Yeah, I think even opening it a little bit more. Can you see yourself in the camera right now? Okay, so I'm getting a little bit of care. Can you completely open it? Yeah, we're gonna do the same exercise again. Really, really nice and open. Here we go, breathe everything out. And now breathe in, 2, really open, 3, 4, open, hold it. And
yeah,
there you go. A lot more of that nice ring. It's the difference between care and care. a more kind of forward nasality, which again, Clara does have a lot in the song, but in those notes, I don't care, but it's there. I mean, you could even start off in that nasal place, but we really want to make sure we have that backbone behind it. And I think especially in places where you hold out the note a lot longer, you're going to want it to ring instead of being in that more kind of like piercy nasal place. Yeah, there is a, you know, kind of weirdness in songs like this where it's like opera, but also kind of musical theater. So vowel work is really, really important. And I think you do a fantastic job. I was just noticing on more closed vowels like care and there that tend to want to be a bit more closed. Since they're all the way up there, we actually have to do the opposite where we have to really drop and kind of let it ring a little bit more. Okay. So that would be my feedback for you, but really fantastic job. I don't want to see you stop. Please continue to take singing lessons somehow, or even just sing, you know, on the side for fun. I mean, you doing this right now is really amazing too. You have such a beautiful voice. I can't wait to see what you do with it. Passing it along to Brandon.
Yeah, really great stuff, Gabs. Your sound is really mature for your age. That's what I'm honestly extremely impressed by. And that's a tough song, right? So for you and for everyone listening, right, that's a tough song both vocally and acting wise, because it is Light in Piazza like is an opera, right? It's a musical, but it's an opera, and so it's written in a way that's just trying to let the song and the notes soar through, right? And so what I would say, you know, in continuing to work is to go back and just look at those lyrics alone, because actually, like I was just looking at now, like it's a monologue. Like it's written more like a real monologue than his lyrics, and it's clear he then just like placed music on it, right? So I think that's going to help you, because you need to find the acting beats to connect the dots between some moments, in addition to the amazing way that the song is also doing its own connective threading, right? And the way that things are moving between different sections. So you have to find that for yourself, so you're not just holding on to the coattails of the song, which I think is really important for a show like this. It's also really important for a show like Rent, you know, that we all know, right? Like bad productions of Rent have actors holding on to the show and it's just going, and like, why am I watching it, right? But we want to be the ones that are pushing things forward. So think about that, connecting the dots, but your sense of like subtlety and the discoveries you were finding, especially in the first half, were really awesome. So keep on with that.
Yeah. I think I was actually doing Light in the Piazza at Ithaca College before Corona, and it's still kind of up in the air because it was a master student's like final project that he had to do. So we have to do it, but it's kind of up in the air as to when now. And one of the crazy things about just this story in general, well, I want to ask you, what happens right before Clara starts singing the song? Like right before she starts singing?
She gets slapped by her mom.
Her mom quite literally slaps her across the face, which is oof. Which I'm glad you know, because I know when it started, it was a little, I think a little bit smiley. I think in terms of like the actual plot, you know, Clara is this character where for anyone who doesn't know the show, she actually her mother really blames herself for being the reason that when Clara was little, they were having a birthday party, they rented a pony, the mom went to go get the phone, she looked away for 1 second, and the pony ended up kicking Clara in the head, and it made it so that Clara, even though her body would continue to grow into a woman, her mind would still be that as a young child, and so she you know, she's not able to interpret things the way other people can, or, you know, it was told that she wouldn't be able to like feel as deeply, and so that's the reason she could never be in a relationship, because she can't understand and she doesn't have that emotional depth to her, and she gets confused very easily, and she gets scared very easily because she's still actually a young child. So her mom keeps saying, no, you can't know. And there's also a lot of pressure from the father on the mother to say, well, you know, like what you did to her, obviously now she can't, what is she gonna do, like have a kid one day and drop it? Like it can never happen. So basically now Clara starts blaming her mother, and her mother gets so flustered she ends up slapping Clara. And in this song, Clara is trying to express to her mother how she does feel deeply, and there's something there that she's never felt before. And the way that she's choosing to express this, and Gabby, I think this is where for you some more personal work comes in. Is there a place in your in your life, a certain place where there's this warm energy of light, and you can't even describe it, whether it's your family's kitchen table in the house that you grew up, where you would all sit down and have dinner, or if you have a bonfire in the back of your house where you guys go and roast marshmallows, where there's something about it and you don't know what it is and you're having trouble expressing it and putting words to it, but it's there and you know it's there and you don't know how to express it and tell your mom how you feel, because all she keeps doing is saying no and trying to say that your feelings aren't valid, but you know that they're there and you're trying to express it in the only way that you currently know how, which is this light. And I think that you, Gabby, finding a place or a situation somewhere in your life where you can connect to that, whether it's your bedroom where you'd sit and your dad would snuggle up to you and read you bedtime stories, something that you can relate to, where you're trying to find words. And I think that's the whole point of the song. She's trying to search and she's trying to understand. There are places of, I don't even think confidence, but just comfort in what she's singing, if about, you know, this place where she feels safe. But there's this energy behind the song about trying to get the person listening, her mother, to understand where she's coming from and what she's trying to say. And at the end, she finds that realization, the light in the piazza, my love. Oof, that's where it really hits home. And this song is actually where the mother hears her daughter for the first time and says, wow, you know, just because she's a little different or interprets the world in a different way doesn't mean that she doesn't have the right to be loved and love other people, and she deserves to be just as happy as everyone else. And it's this song where Clara really almost, like, I don't want to say grows a pair, but yeah, I know, I gave myself goosebumps. She really tries to, like, tell her mother what she's saying. I'd love to go from somewhere in the middle of the song to the end and have you just play around with a little bit of that idea, everything that Brandon was saying, as well as just really thinking about the urgency in making sure that she understands what this is saying, and really think about what it means to you. Not just Clara talking about this random light in the piazza, which I've never been to Paris, but if I was doing the show, I need to figure out something that I can connect to that is my light in the piazza, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I know I just went on a whole tangent, but take what you can of that.
Okay. I'm going from the part where it's rushing up. I think that's like halfway through. I think that.
Perfect. And if you need, give yourself a couple seconds, close your eyes, take a deep breath, really get into that, you know, into that mind space.
Let me put it back a little bit more. It's rushing up, it's pouring out, it's flying through the air, Who knows what you call it, but it's there, it is there. All I see is, all I want is tearing from inside. I see it, now I see it, everywhere, it's everywhere, it's everything and everywhere. Fabrizio. The light in the piazza, my
Woo! Oh my gosh, the depth that had to it. I mean, it was beautiful before. It was, can sing very beautifully, and this is a wonderful song, but now it had purpose and it had intention and it gets to us. Oh my gosh, that really hit home. That was so beautiful. Thank you.
Hell yeah. So whatever that felt like, did that feel different to you?
Yeah.
That's what matters. Great. So try and create that sense memory for yourself of what that felt like, so you know where it needs to be every time, because that was really deep and stunning. And just a note for like everyone, like the way, if you see on top how Alexa and I are doing a lot with our arms, right? So find yourself, right? If you need to work through something, finding, for me, it's about I'm imagining the ride, right? So I'm going, da, 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 right? So that can help unlock it inside you as you're working through the song. Pretend there's me doing that to you, or do it to yourself. And Alexa's doing it from a vocal perspective, thinking about your mouth, right? So just a thing to be paying attention to. Really great work, Gabby.
And Gabby, I'm proud of you. You were playing around with that placement. Obviously, the first one was a bit too on. Then the second one, you were able to really get it in that place where you were able to just, oh my gosh, it was really fabulous. Keep playing around with that idea. But oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see everything that you do. I'm obsessed with your voice. Please let us know, where can we hear your beautiful voice again?
So on TikTok, I'm Gabs1217. It says it by my name. I do cosplay stuff there mostly, but I use my voice for a lot of the things I do there anyway. And I post a bunch of duets and everything there anyway. And I'm also on Instagram at the same place, and I post a lot of singing stuff there as well. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so, so much, Gabby. Wow. Okay. Big round of applause for all of our singers. You guys were so fantastic. And now, huge, huge round of applause for Brandon, our guest star on this masterclass. Thank you so incredibly much, Brandon, for being here. In case anyone else can stay for longer, we're going to do Brandon's announcement right now. Brandon, please let us know, what projects are you involved with, what's coming up, any or all of your platforms, everything, the whole shindig.
Sure. Yeah, this has been great. I'm going to be hanging out for the rest of the time so we can do our trivia together and hopefully answer some more questions. So feel free to hang out. Yeah, so join me in the TikTok family. I'm Brandon_Powers there. And then you can find me elsewhere from that point. I'm really excited by the growth we've had in that community, and I'm about to amplify it big time. So now is a good time to be joining us. And yeah, between Spotify sharing, I'm going to start a Discord community so we can chat more often. We're going to do all sorts of really fun stuff. And yeah, and that's a good way to stay in touch. And I'm going to start doing more stuff on YouTube as well. So that will all be really good. If you happen to have a VR headset in your life, you can see my work and we can talk. So DM me and let's make that happen for you. And check out the work that we're doing at Musical Theater Factory. We have online programming at all times. So that'll be really ramping up in the fall again.
Awesome. And do you offer, if someone wants an exclusive lesson with you, do you do those as well?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is the most important thing, I guess. Thank you, Alexa. So the one thing to remember. So yes, I do private coaching. So if you were excited by what we did together, I can do that with you. We can do 30-minute or hour sessions. And it can be anything. So I've done a range of both this type of work, coaching with a song or a monologue, or it could be, oh, thank you, Darby. I love you too. And it could also be career coaching. That's what I've been doing with folks as well. So we're hey, I just graduated. What do I do next as a choreographer? Where did you get started? Or I even talked to someone about, it's their first time choreographing a musical, and I walked them through the process I do to make notes and to start to choreograph something. So all sorts of stuff we can do together in those sessions. And you find that information in my TikTok link. There's a link tree that goes there. So thanks, Alexa, for reminding me that.
Of course. Okay, before anyone leaves, in case you also can't stay for the Kahoot, we're going to take some pictures as we do each time. First, I'm going to get one with Brandon. Okay, Brandon, ready? We're going to take a picture. 3, 2, 1. Yay! Okay, now we're going to get everyone else. This is the time. Put on your videos if not already. If you want to kind of fix your hair. Yep, get all prepared. There we go. Okay. I'll wait till everyone. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, and now we got 3 whole screens. So we're now on the second one. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and now we're going to the third screen. 3, 2, 1. Wonderful. Okay, it is now Musical Theater Kahoot time. If you guys don't know already, these Zooms could not be made possible without the help of so many amazing people who help donate. We have Brandon, if he's on, oh, not this Brandon, different, Brandon Burgett, he has donated to help keep the Zoom running. Miranda, ML Hobbs, if she's on here, Emma Payton, who I know is on here, if these people want to give a wave, Matt, if he's on here. The Zooms are pretty expensive. It's $15 a month so that we can have chats that are longer than just 40 minutes, and an extra $60 so that we can have more than 100 people on the Zooms. So yeah, so it's $75 a month. I am a college student, so I am like doing my best to keep these running, but it definitely doesn't hurt. If you guys even just want to donate like $1, $2 to help keep these running, it's really, really appreciated. We had, oh my gosh, Mariah Rose Faith, she helped donate towards it. Jake Levy, who was on here last week, who's the Dimitri in the national tour, helped donate. I'm trying to like think of everyone that I can. My grandparents helped donate. I don't know if they're on here right now. Thank you guys. So even just like $1, $5, everything's just Alexa-Chalnick. My Venmo's Alexa-Chalnick. My PayPal's Alexa-Chalnick. If you go to my link tree in my bio, you click it, it literally says like help donate to the Zooms, help with my Venmo and my PayPal. But anyway, if you donate, I also teach. Dad, he's crinkling a wrapper or something. Okay. If you also want private lessons with me, I do that. Merch is out. If you donate more than $20 to the Zoom, you and I have a private Zoom video chat so that I could thank you. But a lot of people who donated just asked to give theirs away to someone, their video chat away to someone who maybe can't afford it. And this Kahoot is the way that we figure out who wins the free video chat. So if you win the Kahoot, you and me get a free video chat, which is very fun and exciting. I am going to now pull up the Kahoot because if I share my screen and then do that, you'll be able to see the answers, which we don't want. To do the Kahoot, you could get the app or go online. It's really fun. Please make your username your TikTok username. So it's, so I can kind of just easily see and write you down. Okay. We're super fun. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. Wow, okay, we have 5 minutes left. Brandon and I are still able to answer any questions you guys might have about anything you saw. Just try to keep it to one question so we can hopefully get to as many as possible. If you want to give a little wave, Brandon can, or I can come and unmute you. You can ask anything you'd like. Okay, let's do Darby Sandrock. I'm unmuting you right now. Hi.
Hi. So how did you guys start out in the industry?
Well, I still consider myself trying to like weasel into the industry, but I definitely think that putting yourself out there as much as you can definitely can't hurt. Social media is, it's become such a big thing and a really great way to connect people. I mean, I don't know if I ever would have crossed paths with Brandon if not for this. And now I consider him someone I can like reach out to for advice if I ever needed anything. So I think just making yourself present online, even though it's sometimes scary, even though you maybe don't necessarily feel ready, you're never going to get to a point where you feel ready. You kind of just got to take the first jump and do it. So that would be my advice.
Yeah, absolutely. Social media and TikTok are so powerful and really important tools as a young artist, as any type of artist. I would say for me, I got started, you know, I studied theater and dance in college. I went to school knowing I wanted to be a director and choreographer, so I got to really focus on that from day one while at Northwestern. Northwestern has a really amazing opportunity for student-driven work, so we're making a lot of stuff on our own, which I highly encourage. You have the opportunity to make stuff because that's where you're going to learn a lot about your own aesthetic and what you like in the world. And so coming out of school, I, you know, came back home here to New York and was able to kind of hit the ground running a little bit between assisting for this immersive theater company called Woodshed Collective. And I joined the SDC, which is the Director Choreographers Union, has a foundation, which has this really phenomenal program that I talk a lot about on TikTok, which allows artists to get in the room of masters. And that's how I got into Bandstand, was through this program. So if you are a young director, choreographer, highly encourage you apply for that program. Yeah, and then I actually, as a tie-in with what I was saying, one of the shows that I made with my friends while at school was a student show. We then did it at Chicago and New York Fringe while we were in school. And then even before I graduated, that show got picked up and had a professional run in Chicago. And I was nominated for a lot of awards. I was like the youngest ever to be nominated for Best Choreography in Chicago. So like that's to show you how important and powerful just like making stuff can be, because young people can make stuff that's good also, you know?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Great question. Great question. Okay, let's try to get a couple more. If you have anything, you could just give a little wave. Brandon, you want to choose the next person?
Sure, Allie Reynolds, because you also used the actual hand raise feature, so bonus points.
Oh, where are they? Did they unmute
They
themselves?
disappeared. Oh, there you are. Sorry, I just said your name, but didn't unmute you. Hello.
So I had a question because I am about to go into the whole college audition process for musical theater. Do you guys have just any like general overall tips for all of it?
It was the most stressful time of my life. I think that I was so focused on taking care of myself physically and making sure that I like wasn't doing anything where I'd like get hurt, taking care of my voice. I wasn't in my school show, and that really, it didn't really help with my mental health. Actually, I think the worst part about the college audition is everything but the actual auditions. Like when you get into the room and you perform, it's your element, it's what you love to do. It's the applying and the waiting and the waiting and the waiting and the touring and the hitting your head against a wall and the waiting and the waiting and the waiting and the pre-screens and the email, and it's so much pressure, and I wish that I would have actually been involved with some things to take my mind off of it a little bit instead of just sitting in that like sitting duck waiting period. Because I'm a very like strong-minded, grounded person, and that completely like for just me sitting in my room just completely was like a hurricane over my mental health. So definitely make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you don't stop doing the things that you love to do, that you continue to do those and have something that can like distract you a little bit, still making sure you're taking care of yourself. But just making sure that you're also checking in mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll just second all that. I'm much more departed from that point in my life, so I don't know a lot of specifics, but I also didn't actually audition. I wasn't interested in those kinds of programs, but also as a director, that doesn't exist. So most important thing is to take deep, deep breaths constantly, and to not tie your self-worth to what like 5 people decide about, you know? You're going to end up at the school that's right for you, and you might not know that until you're there. And so to try and take a little bit of the pressure off what the American school system makes is such like a like everything in your life revolves around this one moment. Try to remind yourself that that's not necessarily the case, and no matter where you end up, you're going to be great.
Oh, great question. I think that's a really great note to end on as well. Okay, thank you all so much for being here. Again, you can find Brandon or I even just through TikTok, and I'm sure I speak for him as well. Any questions you have, DMs are a little crazy right now, but eventually, hopefully, I'll get get to all of them. My grandpa actually has his birthday next week, so we're not going to do a Sing for Alexa Saturday next Saturday, but the Saturday after, of course, we'll be back. Thank you all so much. Again, thank you to anyone who's donated, or anything you can donate still is very much appreciated. Both Brandon and I offer personal private lessons that you can do. I also have a P.O. box that's open now. There's merch out. I'm trying to think of any other announcements. I think that's pretty much it. Anything else or any other questions you have, of course, I'm always here. Thank you all so much. I'll sing my little, my grandma, I didn't see her. I think she might be on here.
Something happened with the
Okay,
video.
but thank you, my grandma who joined. Also, I think my aunt joined, so of course I have to shout them out. Thank you so much. Now I'll sing my little goodbye song. Stay safe, stay strong, stay singing. I'm sorry to let you know I really have got to go. Drink water so you're not sick. I love you. Love, Alexa-Chalnick. I love you guys so much. Take care. Thank you again so much, Brandon. We really appreciate it. It means the world. Mwah. All right. Stay safe, guys.